Hey everyone, it's Vince here. Welcome to my Curious Cat review. This application claims that it has instant cash outs, but we're going to be testing that out in today's video. I hope you enjoy. Let's kick this off. So the Curious Cat application is available in my country here of Australia, and all I have to do to use it is just register my mobile phone number to actually create an account. So in your country, I'm assuming it would be the same process, okay? But I can't guarantee it. Now, if you don't like giving out your mobile number, Curious Cat more than likely is not going to be for you, and I'm just going to say that straight off the bat here. Also, the amount of money that you're rewarded will change depending on your country as well, so please always keep this in mind. I can't stress that enough either. I don't want you guys to be disappointed, obviously, while watching this video when you see the amount of money that I can earn, then expect the same thing in your own country, because these survey applications do change depending on various factors. Even gender and age can be a factor as well. Once you've signed up to the Curious Cat application, you'll notice how simplistic it really is. Essentially, all the surveys are laid out right in front of you in the form of pictures. Now, these pictures apparently represent how hard or how easy the survey is going to be. If you actually read, once you tap on the picture, you'll see that it comes up with a little description of what you should be in for with this survey, including the amount of points you'll get for completing the survey and the time it should take to actually complete the survey as well. I have to say, I've never really seen an application have this kind of setup, everyone, especially when it comes to the actual pictures they use, which is either food or real life items, which I find pretty funny. For example, here in Australia, a pizza icon generally means that the survey is going to pay me a high reward if I take my time with it. Whereas a rainbow picture means that it is a much easier survey, but will generally pay less. As I said, it's a very interesting system, but once you get your head around it, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. You can invite your friends to use the Curious Cat application, but from what I can see, there is no real bonus for you, the user, to do so. So only do it if you really want someone to actually use the application. That's why on this review, I'm going to still have my link there just in case anyone wants to join up. But from what I see, I gain absolutely no reward for referring you guys out there. So don't think that you can just go in and refer your friends and try and earn an extra little bit of income from doing so, because sadly, this application doesn't have that program, which is very odd, because usually survey applications have this type of thing. If you guys enjoy what I do here on YouTube, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, drop a comment, share this to anyone you think would like to see the video, and of course join my free newsletter. You guys are helping me get to 80,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, how exactly can you earn money on the Curious Cat application, and how exactly does the currency system work? Let me just break that down for you here, okay? So, the currency system on the Curious Cat application is very straightforward in the form of points. I mentioned those points briefly earlier, but these points represent real life money. 100 points equals $1.70. So once you understand that basic math, you can try and figure out how much money you can earn per survey. Remember how I said once you tap on one of the photos on the survey list, it will give you details of what the survey is. Now, since you know 100 points equals $1, you can break down exactly how much you're going to earn for completing that survey. Something to keep in mind here, even though the survey says that there's a recommended time as well that you should take, I've actually done that time and I still managed to get disqualified. That's the biggest issue I feel like you guys are going to have with the Curious Cat application, and that's disqualifications. So if you've ever completed a survey app before, you know exactly what to expect when it comes to disqualifications, and sadly, Curious Cat is no different to other survey applications. In fact, I can swear to God, everyone, that the survey disqualifications are even more on this application, which is very odd to me. I'm not too sure exactly what kind of filtering system they have, but I'm telling you now, it's very strict. So even though you might find some surveys that have very high paying point rewards for you guys to complete them, you may find that you still get disqualified non-stop. Even if you find the most cheapest paying surveys with the apparent rainbow picture, you will still run the risk of being disqualified. That's why why, at the end of the day, I try and complete the highest paying surveys that they have at the current time. And I recommend that you guys do that as well, because I've been disqualified just as much by completing the easier surveys as much as the hard ones. And most of the time, these easy surveys take just as long as the hard one. So I'm not too sure what's going on there, but that's just my personal experience. You might have a completely different experience in your country, but I thought I'd just lay that out there for you guys just to keep in mind if you're going to use the Curious Cat app. Now back to the money side, I just wanted to say that there is only a PayPal cash out option for what I've seen on the Curious Cat application. So in your country you might have maybe a gift card or something like that, but from what I've seen they only offer PayPal currency once you eventually hit that 100 point mark. Because of all these disqualifications, it really did hold back my earning potential on the Curious Cat application, and I feel like you guys more than likely will go through the same thing I did. In fact, if you find yourself always getting disqualified, can you please let me know in the comments as well, because I'd love to know your opinion on this application. Also, I know that a lot of people do like the Curious Cat application, but it also does have a lot of negative reviews on the Google Play Store at the moment, so that's always something to really keep in mind as well. To give you some sort of example here, in about 1 hour, I was roughly able to generate 200 to 300 points, which roughly equals out to about $2 to $3, which some people might say that's actually really good depending on their country. Here in Australia though, earning $3 in roughly 1 hour is really not that ideal of a situation, okay? Generally, when completing surveys online, I want to try and earn for at least $1 to $2 per survey to actually make it worth my time. And even then, that's still very low. So when I see surveys that roughly only pay 20 to 30 points on the Curious Cat application, it makes me think, is this really worth our time or not? And it's not like we have different earning capabilities or options on the Curious Cat application. We literally only have surveys to complete. So we are limited straight off the bat with this application, everyone, okay? Once you run out of surveys to complete or you get disqualified too many times, you are kind of screwed until the next day rolls over and they update the survey list. I would recommend you check back regularly though throughout your day to see if new surveys arrive on the Curious Cat app. But because there's no offer wall system or any type of incentive other than completing surveys, the developers are really putting this application at a huge loss in my opinion. Imagine if they had some sort of rewarded playtime element or some sort of offer wall system. At least then, if you're in a country that can't really earn through surveys, you can at least jump to their offer wall or play wall system. That's why you have applications like Free Cash or Poll Pay that really do expand on just earning money through surveys. I do want to say I had plenty of surveys to complete here in Australia, and if it wasn't for those disqualifications, I'm sure I would have been able to earn a lot more than $2 to $3 while using the application. Now it's time to talk about my actual cash out experience with the Curious Cat app. So, I did something a little bit different than what I usually do on these type of reviews. I decided to cash out multiple times just to ensure that the Curious Cat app was actually going to pay us every single time. Now, my recommendation is, of course, before going into this application, to make sure you have a verified PayPal account, because if you don't, again, you're going to be wasting your time. I've had some viewers not understand that you need to have a verified PayPal account to use a majority of these money-making applications. So I cashed out 3 separate times, everyone, and I'm very happy to say that the Curious Cat application did pay me every single time instantly. So you can say what you want about the application, whether it's boring because it's surveys or whatever you might say, but the developers have kept their word in this aspect, which I really can appreciate. It was nice to be paid out instantly for completing surveys. Now, whether or not we really are earning enough money through these surveys, that's a whole nother question. So while I really do appreciate instant payment, there are still better paying survey applications out there with much more variety when it comes to cash out and earning capabilities. I hope you enjoyed today's review. See you all tomorrow.